what I love about antique garments is, like, sometimes they can really twist your expectations, and they can be like quite wacky and weird. I mean, if you think about, I don't know, this, if someone were to look just at fashion magazines, obviously those are quite out there but very high end. You're like, well, people probably weren't wearing that. And then if you just look at pictures of like normal people on the street, it's often just like jeans and a t-shirt, or a simple dress or something. But then there'll be those people who are just like making their own clothes, shopping second hand, mushing things together and like a little bit kooky. And that's what I really love about these, like actually looking at these garments, especially the kind of damaged ones, because they're not the perfect things you see in museums that tend to be representative of what we kind of think of as a time period. They can be these outliers, these weird things, homemade or just updated or just a little bit odd. And I really love that, and that fringing's amazing. Okay, it's this guy. I remember seeing this one in the picture of the box. I thought this was going to be some kind of like folk jacket, like a loose folk jacket, but no, she is quite a pretty lady. This is quite a bizarre. I don't really know if this lace goes with this like really quite stiff cotton, printed cotton that's been used on the cuffs and and on the shoulders. Okay, so these are all fake buttons going up the middle. I'm just going to undo that one. And they all just do it with hooks and eyes that are behind them. Not behind every single one, though. Kind of, there's more at the top. I think some things might have come off this. It's a bit confusing. Okay. So yeah, you've got this like high-necked little collar. Again, some kind of jacquard or brocade. It's just lined in a simple cotton. Messy on the inside. Like, look, this is it's flat lined, so it's not, none of the seams are covered up. These seams haven't been overcast. They haven't been stitched down. They haven't had nothing done to them. Also, there's some interesting signs that this has been completely remade. I think this lining might have been reused from something previous, because there's tons of marks of old stitching lines. Like, look at all these there's all these old darts coming up in it. So I think, but I don't think that they're from this. Oh, I know they are. Okay, this whole thing has been let out in tons of places. Like, this isn't meant to be loose here around the waist. So I wouldn't be surprised if this at some point has probably been reused and repurposed for costume in a theatre, I reckon, because it's been massively let out. And it's also, this lace just doesn't make sense to me on it from a design perspective. It's got more lace underneath that lace and ruffles and more lace. Okay. I think this maybe this thicker lace was there originally, because it sort of has that, maybe not though, maybe all of this red maybe was added as well. Although that's, yeah, that's not in the seam, that's just like plonked on top. I think this was originally just like a smart little white jacket with maybe shorter sleeves, or they've cut the sleeves. Or they've just put this over the sleeve. Let's have a look inside, see if we can peer in. Yeah, I think they've extended. I'm just gonna put my wrist up here. I think they've extended the sleeve from like where it was originally here, maybe. Yeah, so this has definitely been repurposed for costume. I mean, it happens. You find antique garments like that, so it's a shame, because I think that the red buttons are probably original, and I think she would have been really pretty, but it's also like a slightly bonkers thing that's happened, so, you know, it's part of the life of clothes, and all of these are precious to us now. You know, people just didn't really respect those garments so much, and yeah, what we now are like, oh, amazing antique garment. Would have been used as a costume, and you find things with Velcro added to the waists, let out massively, trimmings added, bits cut off and cut up, and now it's frustrating. But to be honest, I think it's it's preferable to things being preserved forever, everything being preserved forever. I mean, in some ways we've gone the other way with throwaway culture, but kind of remaking, reusing, reworking, refashioning, those are all really important things towards a more sustainable view of fashion, and that's kind of what all that's part of. So, you know, obviously now I'm not going to repurpose a 100-year-old dress, but you might happily repurpose something from the 80s, even the 70s, kind of is vintage collectory, but also repurposable 60s as well, to be honest, for some people. And maybe your descendants in another 50 or 100 years will be bringing their fists at us as well. So now we're moving on to someone very exciting that I caught a little glimpse of before. Look at this pink amazingness. Absolutely stunning. So she's got a little label. It says 1979, but I'm pretty sure it's not from 1979. I mean, I guess the ruffles, kind of 70s maybe. Oh, these are little buttons. Okay, really. I'm not going to undo those because I'm trying to be speedy-ish. But look at this pink, amazing pink spot fabric. I mean, this is what I'm talking about like, this stuff existed and was around and was used and was popular. I think people sometimes think of everything in the past, especially pre-1920s, it's like a bit dark and somber, especially kind of Victorian, Edwardian. But if you look at some of the prints, I mean, this is, you know, early 20th century isn't that long ago. If you look at prints from across the 19th century, also the 18th century, it can be bold and in your face, and I absolutely love it. So she's kind of damaged, but it's just seam separation, so that would be quite easy. Oh, hold on. I retract that statement. Oh no, it is just seam separation. So the gathers, I thought some fabric was missing because this goes way beyond where the shoulder is, but it's because the gathers have also come out, so that needs to be like gathered back up into there. So yeah, I think this is probably also that Edwardian blousey period, because if we fold this back, you can see again the back seam is coming down much higher than this is. So and it's got these gathers along the waist. So she's just lined in a plain cotton. It's got this rather dingy looking lace, but if you just noticed, this lace has been attached to some spot net for part of the collar, which obviously wonderfully echoes the spots on her. And then you've got the back, and it's worn away a bit at the back, although I'm just having a look. I'm not sure, it might not have extended all the way to the back. Yeah, because you can see here it's been like, in this bit here, it's been stitched down and folded down, so I imagine that this little bit was always exposed, which is a bit strange, to be honest. I mean, I guess it would have been tucked in probably up to here, so they would just maybe just didn't have quite enough fabric. I don't know. Yeah, but this fabric is gorgeous. A lot of these I really want to see on the mannequin, and yeah, the damage is just some fabric separation. I mean, so far the damage hasn't been anything, you know, detrimental to being able to have a look, have a handle off them. Okay, right, let's go more black, something heavy this time, probably another jacket. Oh, she looks smart and fancy. I'm actually filming this just after Halloween, although I think it's going to come out way later, and this all just feels super Halloween-y. Oh my god, I love the shape. Look, oh my god. Oh. Look how big this cuff is. It's absolutely massive. It's absolutely huge, and it like doesn't lie flat either. It comes out and sticks out to the side. I really want to put this on, but I'm not going to. But I'm just gonna put my arm in so we can like appreciate how huge that cuff is. That's mega, that's amazing, and it's heavy. It's been really reinforced. So this is an amazing little like kind of riding style jacket, quite actually 18th century style, and it's like you've got this cut short front and then this flared back and that kind of lapel. Absolutely amazing, and in really good condition. I mean, Wow, really good by my standards of what I can afford to get. Yeah, she's in good condition. I mean, there's a couple of buttons missing there. I think they would have been non-functional because obviously there's no buttonholes, and there's buttons on both sides, so I don't think those would have fastened. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Lined in a plain cotton. Definitely, I mean, I think this, it feels like it could be a slight satin weave. I mean, it's not like satin as we think of it, but it feels like a kind of slightly satinized, like heavy cotton, probably, that's then definitely been reinforced and interfaced in parts of it to really get that weight. And that velvet is interesting because it goes quite deep into it as a facing. Yeah, this is really beautiful. I'm gonna keep saying this. Really want to see this on a mannequin or on a body. Period wise, probably 1890s. With that kind of heavier tailoring, more precise shape. By the way, please don't quote me on anything that I'm saying about these periods. I mean, I'm a dress historian, I do know things, but like immediately looking at a garment and then identifying its date without referencing anything else I'm not always amazing at it. And this period, I mean 1890s to the first few decades of the 20th century, obviously there's a lot of big differences, but also some of the basic shapes and curves do kind of remain, so I can't always tell immediately. I can't anyway. I mean, I'm more 18th century, so okay. This, once again, with the mad fabrics, mad combinations of things. I'm not sure this belongs to this garment. Let's see if it connects to anything eventually. No, okay, just fell off. How is it that I just see this teeny tiny scrap of yellow, pleated yellow silk chiffon, and I'm just like, I want to see what this came up originally. It's stunning. Let's pop that over there in case we ever find its home. Okay, let's find, oh, is this, I thought this was a bodice, but I think it's a skirt. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my god. Okay, oh. Okay. Sadly, quite damaged around the upper waist, which wouldn't really make her even like displaying. I would be a bit worried about like on a mannequin because it's quite light, but I'd worry the weight of the dress would like cause more tears here, so it might need reinforcing. But let's try and really gently, so that's probably the back. I'm gonna hold it from a bit higher up. It's got a train. Oh my goodness me, she is absolutely gorgeous. I'm a little bit speechless at how beautiful this is. I mean, oh, she's super shredded. Look at that train. Yeah, she's got a train. I was gonna save that one up, but she's got a train. But look at it. Look at that shredding there. Sad. This is why you put like dust ruffles and stuff. I mean, this is why you line things. One of the reasons why I wouldn't have thought this would be a skirt is it's completely unlined. I guess they would have just relied, I guess because they wanted to have this gorgeous cutaway lace effect, and so they would have just relied on petticoats and things underneath to protect it. But so, because I've got another skirt, like 1890s, with actually quite similar and different colours, but a similar kind of quite light silk fabric, but it's been lined in this really sturdy heavy cotton, and so although it's completely started to shatter in the same way that this has, or rip up, it's still fine like to hang because it's got this cotton that's supporting it, whereas this has no support for it. Poor little baby. But just, I mean, this fabric is amazing. I mean, it would look amazing on its own, and they've only gone and put these, I imagine these would have been, I was going to imagine they would have been whiter and brighter, but I mean, yeah, they probably would have been brighter than this, definitely than down there. But you get lace in these colours, so. And I feel like in white it'd be a bit much, but then I'm guessing white. It was probably like an off-white, like an ecru like this background, and so it would have better matched the motifs of this gorgeous silk satin. It's just stunning. It's been, so I think it's a brocade or jacket again weave, which has like this dimensional, these different dimensional sort of satin weaves in it. Maybe it's all just different satin weaves, and then it's been printed with the black on top of that. You probably can't see it very well on the camera, but it's like got this beautiful dimension to it. It's really gorgeous. And then these amazing big lace inserts. This is something for recreating, I think. Really stunning. And yeah, a train. I mean, a train. What more could you want? I'm gonna be a bit careful because I can see she's already shedding pieces of herself. Oh, it's just gently. Put her down in the nest. Yeah, look, she's already losing bits.